Well, if you're married or dated or had parents, then you may have observed the helpfulness that partners try to bring to each other to empower them to improve their lives. Helpful things like, you never make time for me, or why can't you be like her husband who always helps around the house? That never happens, right?
Never.
Never. I'm pretty sure the person being helped doesn't feel helped at all, but to help us do a better job with communicating the not so easy things to say to our partners, Ron and Ann Mainse from Heart Marriage Ministries join us.
Great to be with you guys.
And that was a mouthful, but you did cover the bases there,
right?
That every marriage has conflict.
You never hear those. You guys have never said these things to each other, though.
Oh.
Full disclosure, absolutely.
No, we haven't.
Yes, we have.
No, we haven't.
Well, what is that difference between criticism and concern?
Okay, there's a big difference between criticism and concern because, and a lot of it has to do with what you say. So, for instance, when we start right off the bat, the criticism is all you-focused. You never help around the house. You don't care about things. You always go to your lazy boy or you da-da. Whereas concern is I-focused. I feel hurt when you don't help around the house. I feel taken advantage of if you don't do these things with me. And so it's important to make sure that we do make sure we're speaking from a place of concern that we don't want to attack. We're not. It's all about sharing our hearts, not attacking his heart.
And by the way, this criticism, the Gottman Institute, the world-renowned greatest researchers in marriage from the University of Washington, they've done a lot of studies on this, and there's something that John Gottman calls the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse when it comes to
I know, it sounds daunting, doesn't it?
Talking about the end and doom and gloom in marriage. And the top one was this criticism idea.
Yeah.
So it's so important to look at that.
Yeah.
And as we look at the next one on this little chart we brought to help to make it clear, is that criticism has a negative attitude and tone, whereas just sharing a concern has a peaceful attitude and tone. And we know the negative attitude, I think I speak for all guys, Alexander, tell me if I'm wrong, nagging does not work.
What?
That does not work. Now that assumes your wife nags, so I won't put you on the spot that
Ron
way.
has
I think
no personal
I already let that
experience.
one
In
out,
fact,
I'm afraid.
it has the opposite effect
None
when a guy feels nagged at, and it's the attitude and the tone of going into wanting to bring up an issue.
But as my wife will say, I should just do anything that needs nagging, right?
Yes, that's right.
Well, there you go.
That's the best solution
We
from
should
our
put that
point
as
of
point
view.
number 3. Let's write that one down.
Yeah.
Okay, and moving on. So point number 3, actually. A criticism is emotionally charged. You know, the tension is already way up here. Whereas sharing a concern is your emotions are under control. So if you're feeling really stressed and you want to share a criticism or a concern with your spouse, you need to maybe take a time out. Go away for a minute. Let yourself calm down. Because really, your emotions are like a thermostat, and they set the mood for your conversation. And it's been said, the researchers show that usually within the first 3 minutes, the tone of the conversation is set, and it's hard to change that. So really go into it with your emotions under control.
Well, and you might want to, as you said, take a time out, even pray and say, Lord, help me to share this concern in a right attitude, a right tone.
And that can be hard because sometimes you think you have them under control and then you start talking about it and then you get emotional, right? I'm just saying this as a woman. I'm sure men never get emotional about things, but you know, like,
it depends on the guy. Some guys do get emotional and other guys don't.
Okay, then the fourth one is criticism elicits immediate defensiveness, whereas just sharing a concern elicits a thoughtful response. You see, for a person, once you feel that criticism, you're in battle mode right there because you're feeling attacked, and so there's defensiveness, and so you're not going to resolve anything there. And sometimes there's just a sense of being talked down to. Like we were at a seminar we were teaching on the weekend, and this couple came up to us afterward, and the husband was saying, you know what, sometimes I feel like my wife talks to me like a mother to a child. Like she's scolding me because of this situation, and I said he said that immediately gets me, really upset and defensive, and it doesn't work. And obviously that's the truth. In fact, a guy's #1 need from his wife is honor and respect. And so that's a direct attack on his big mega need.
That respect, they need to be respected more than loved.
But you
right?
know what?
So that's not going to go anywhere, that conversation.
A lot of times, though, women, we don't realize we're talking in that tone of voice because it's natural. We see a problem and it needs to be fixed, and we, especially if we've got children, we just know we slip into that, okay, let's fix this problem mode, and it's not the same as the way you talk to your child, as the way you talk to your spouse, because there is a mutual respect here. that we need to maintain and we need to protect. It's been said that when you work on your marriage by resolving conflict, you're actually protecting the integrity of your marriage. This is too important to ignore those conflicts, but you have to approach them in a healthy way.
And isn't it true overall too that women, like, we see men as projects sometimes, and we want to, this isn't true with you, Alexander, but we want to fix them, you know?
I am a project.
I mean, we can fix anyone else's lives except our own, right? It's just easier to fix other people, but nobody wants that. Nobody wants to be a project. Nobody wants to be fixed. You want to be loved unconditionally. So you have to pick and choose your concerns too.
Yeah, and you need to share those concerns. Don't bottle them up, because unresolved conflict is a whole other, you know, dynamite for a marriage to go the wrong way.
And a healthy marriage has to have that freedom to be able to talk about a concern without the fear of the backlash or being browbeaten. There has to be that freedom there.
A safe place. Yeah.
And our words, as the book of James talks about, that unruly member of our tongue, it's enough to, it can start a whole forest fire, just one little spark. And so we've got to be careful and to hold the truth in love. You know, we talk about marriage as God intended at Heart to Heart Marriage and Family Ministries. And the Bible talks about hold the truth in love. Yes, there's truth that needs to be shared, but there's a loving way that it can be shared.
And you guys are continuing to coach couples on this. You have a great event coming up around Valentine's Day. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's a date night. Yeah, it's a great way to end Valentine's week. In fact, maybe we could just show this and then we can talk about it a little more.
Absolutely. Let's go to the promo.
Join Ron and Ann Mainse to cap off your Valentine's week with love and laughter. A special date night featuring comedian Leland Clausen and recording artist Dan McCauley. It'll be a fun evening, including gourmet desserts and a silent auction in support of Heart to Heart Marriage and Family Ministries. On Saturday, February 18th, at the Crossroads Center in Burlington. For tickets, visit h2hliving.ca or call 905-592-1605.
Where do we get information about this?
Okay, that kind of flashed up really quickly, so maybe we'll have it come back on the screen for you. But you can go to our website. That's the quickest way. H2H Living stands for Heart 2, the number 2, Heart to Heart, h2hliving.ca. And you can order the tickets right there online. You can also call our office, 905-592-1605. But I encourage you to go online. It's going to be a great night. Leland Clausen, he's hilarious. He's a great guy.
And it's a great way to cap off Valentine's week. You know, you get through the week and you just really want to relax and have some fun with your date, with your Valentine, with your spouse or your boyfriend or your girlfriend. And so we invite everybody to come on out and join us.
For sure.
Love the fact that you guys are just continuing to grow marriages strong, and you have to invest. So thank you so much for all you're doing, and thanks for joining us.
We love it.
We're really excited about the future. This season the Lord has us in. We're really thrilled about it.
You guys are amazing.